And here we are. Monday, not even afternoon. And yet we are outside on a walk. Yeah, and if you're wondering what I'm doing at home on Monday, it's because I have last year's vacation days that I still have to, you know, punch in, use by the, well, until the end of June, I think. So I said, okay, today and tomorrow I'm staying home, working on some things, and going for a walk with Lisa is mandatory if you're at home. Yeah. Yeah, usually at this time of year my bosses would get, you know, like an email or a call from the HR regarding the people that still have a lot of leftover vacation days. And then, you know, usually, you know, like last year I was listening, then, you know, please go on vacation. So yeah, in public administration you can you can basically transfer or of non unused vacation days to next year, but you then have to spend it, use them in the first half of the year. Tuki smo. Pridna. Pridna sta bila. Yeah. She was saying no, no, no. Yeah. We both have similar experience with our dogs who want to fight, who want to be the dominant one. Except my is a girl. Oh yeah. So yeah, 2 days off. Well, technically I'm still working, you know, on my, as I have been this past weekend on my research projects. So the time flies. Oh yeah, you know, I mentioned that this is the week before elections, and we had a lot of, let's say, problematic activities going on. So yeah, and I mentioned, you know, those egg throwing event, and now it came out that apparently in Stepansko naselje, where this had happened, joj, firbac. Reč firbac, babi, treba vse povohati.
Ja, itak.
No, a smo, pridne sta bile.
Če gremo.
Gremo. Yeah. In Stepansko naselje, so it's not a district. Well, it's not a district. It's large apartment building, not complex, colony. Let's call it colony. And apparently this egging thing has been going on for a while. So, and he was not the only recipient of eggs. Yeah, apparently some elementary school kids are going around and throwing eggs in the windows, and in some cases through the open window inside. Oh, yeah. But last week, which is interesting, police officers started with the strike activities. So they will still perform all their duties, legal duties that they have. But I assume, for traffic offenses and other offenses, they will stop issuing tickets and just, doing instead, warnings, so that the state budget will not get any additional money. And this week on Wednesday, the firefighters, the professional firefighters, they said that they will start also a strike. And both had decided to do this because government has failed to reach a collective agreement, collective contract regarding, their contracts. So basically here in Slovenia we have law regarding public officials, public employees, which basically mandates, like the minimum specifications regarding contracts, but then for each different sector, like medicine, security, defense, education, and so forth, each sector can have their individual collective agreement, collective contract, which usually has better conditions, better specifications than the minimum set by the law. And in the 4 years they didn't got the contract. For example, for the sector of defense, we had a more than 1 year long strike by our dispatchers who are covering, security field. Tukaj greva Lizika. Right. And this January, I think, they signed an agreement to stop the strike with the Ministry of Defense, and then they started with the negotiations for the collective agreement for the whole sector. And our medical physicians, our doctors are still on strike. I think like 2 years now. So yeah. And yet everything, as you can see, is moving. We are living our lives. We are walking. Oh yeah, nice day today. Okay, we will end on this point.